The truth about driving a 67 mile per hour truck. The truth about driving a slow truck. I've been driving this slow truck for about 6 years now. It's good in many ways. It's definitely beneficial. It helps you avoid tickets. But in most states now, a 67, 68 mile per hour truck is operating below the posted interstate speed limits. Texas, speed limit 70, 75, even 80. 75 for trucks, I'm not mistaken. But I remember when Texas used to be 55 mile per hour for big trucks. I remember when Illinois used to be 55 mile per hour. I remember with a lot of states, and I think it's been a long time since I've been to California, but I think California is still 55. But in most states, the speed limit is about 70. In my home state of Mississippi, the speed limit is 70 for cars and trucks, but people rarely get pulled over now for speeding. You can run about 80 with ease in my state. But it do get frustrating sometimes driving this truck. I oftentimes find myself battling traffic. On one hand, you're going too slow, too fast. On the other hand, you're going too slow. You're running down the highway at 65 miles per hour. You're going to eventually run up on somebody that's going slower than you, or traffic that's trying to get on, who's going to cause you to either almost stop in the interstate or jump over in the left lane, where you definitely going to impede traffic, or you going to, and oftentimes you get hung out there. I get hung out. Sometimes when I change lanes, even running 65 miles per hour, depending on how fast the truck coming on, oftentimes I have my cruise set at 68. By the time the truck get on and get going, he done matched my speed and I get stuck out there in the left lane. It's an all-day battle. I can move better at night, but my eyes getting to the point now where all these cars and these trucks riding around with these high LED lights start messing with my eyes. I just rather kind of drive during the day. But of course, when you day driving, it's a whole lot of more traffic out here. I oftentimes set my cruise back to 62. And before I get 5 miles down the road, I'm stuck behind somebody running 60 or 55 cars barely going down the highway. tow vehicles, truck. It's a battle all day, every day. At least if you're driving a truck, they're running about 72. You can kind of keep up with the flow of traffic. You can kind of get out there in the left lane and kind of stroll with confidence. 67, 68 mile an hour truck nowadays is kind of a hindrance. You rewind the clock back a few years ago, a 68 mile an hour truck used to be kind of fast. But how fast is 68 mile an hour when you have ABF passing? How fast is 68 mile an hour when you have to battle with them trucking companies that pull them doubles? ABF passed me with no problem. That's kind of embarrassing. You get passed up by ABF. I remember a few years ago, ABF trucks wouldn't even run no more than about what, 60, 60, 58 or 60 down the highway or something like that. Nowadays, they passing me going about 70, 72. I still can pass prime trucks pretty good. That's why I don't see how anybody go to a lease company, lease a truck, and you can't run at least 72. You forced to run 60, what they trucks run about 65, 62, 65, 62 on the gas, 65 on the cruise. I'm 65 on the gas and 68, 67 on the cruise. I have no complaints when I'm rolling good and not bogged down in a bunch of traffic. But most of the time during the day, that's what it is. You got traffic trying to merge on. You got traffic coming. You have to almost stop in the middle of the interstate to let merging traffic come on, trucks and cars. If you don't, they're gonna run into you. If you don't, you're gonna have an accident. Then if you run to the right cop, or you just so happen to be the right, they try to put it on you. Companies don't really stand behind drivers. Well, no, you wasn't really at fault, but you didn't drive defensive enough. You should have, you could have did this, you could have did. We're gonna have to let you go. I'm on my way to 1,000,000 miles. Safe bonus, safe driving award. I should have been there. I've been driving for this company almost 5 years, 6 years, with no incidents. And the last company I drove for, I should be at 1,000,000 miles officially, but I don't know what happened. But the way things going now, I got about another 3 years before I hit that mark. But that's my story of driving. That's how I feel driving a 68 mile an hour truck. It don't really bother me when I'm out here by myself, but oftentimes I get hung out. I get hung out in that left lane, then trucks be coming up beside me on the right looking at me. What's wrong with you? Don't you see I just got hung out here by this truck? And everybody drives so aggressively nowadays. Truck drivers come off, get on the entry ramp. They slow poke. They want to try to build speed up until they get on. They cause accidents like that. They'll see you coming. Instead of them yelling, they just come on out there. That's how a lot of accidents happen out across Arkansas. You have a lot of drivers out here that are not professional drivers. I almost had an incident like that this morning up here in Michigan. A truck was on the shoulder. I saw him on the shoulder, and I had a truck coming up on my left side. At the same, the truck was on the shoulder. I saw him when he started moving. He didn't even wait and let us pass before he was starting out there. That truck on my left finally gave me some room in the headlights to come over. You think that truck on the shoulder was trying to wait us out? The way truckers are nowadays. They don't care what's coming. They don't look in the mirror. They just come on out. They don't care. They just pull out in front of you. It happens to me all the time. That truck that pull out in front of you. They don't care. Force you to have to adjust. When I say during the day, sometimes I just put my crew go back to about 62, and that don't last long. I'm not gonna run no slower than 62, but you try to run behind traffic, and it don't last too long. I can guarantee you. If you set your cruise on 62, most of the time within a few miles, you're gonna have to adjust your speed. You're gonna have to hit your brakes. That's my story. Then I'm seeing video of truck drivers refusing to help the D.O.T. Why? Why? Why go through all that trouble? I never refused to help the D.O.T. I'm not trying to put myself under the gun. No kind of way. Not dealing with highway officials, stuff like that. A lot of people want to fight against authority, want to fight against the police. You better off just working with them the best you can, even in life or death situations and stuff like that. You better off just trying to do what they want you to do. You run into hot-head cops. You run into cops that got tempers. I have ran into all border patrol, all of them. They got tempers. They're just like hotheads. Don't try to fight against them. You be better off just rolling with it. Cause you fight against them and start an altercation, it ain't gonna work out good for you. You're gonna end up going to jail. You're gonna come out on the bad end. It might work out for you in the long run, but why? You can avoid that headache much as possible. Do the best you can. Instead of trying to fight with the police on the side of the road, the highway patrol, D.O.T. I got D.O.T. just 2 weeks ago up there in Brownsville, Tennessee scales. Pull around back. No problem. It took them a while to get to me because they had some sort of blitz. But when they finally got to me, I didn't fight against the man. I worked with him. No sense to trying to fight against him. They want to DOT the truck, whatever. They ain't asking you to get out. Everything you gonna do is from with inside the cab, other than opening the hood. Why fight with them? Some people do. And why you need to work for a company that got good equipment. A lot of owner operators fight with the DOT. You driving shabby equipment. You mad. You hate the law. You know your truck is not going to pass a DOT inspection. You know you finna get shut down. This is why they be mad. You know your law book ain't up to par. I remember them days. You used to sweat going through the. When I used to run outlaw, I used to sweat going through a scale house, hoping they didn't come out there or pull me around back. Bring your law book in. Nowadays, we on e-law. Got no problem. Here you go. Gave the man the laptop the other day, the little device. He downloaded the law. You good to go. Had to worry about that. You better off being legit. You better off driving legit. You trying to be an owner operator and you barely making it. You nickel and diming it. You trying to keep that truck together, piecing that truck together, limping up and down the road. It ain't worth it. You in and out of the shops. You better off driving for a company. Driving for a company ain't that bad. You got insurance. You got benefits. You got safety programs and stuff. I like driving for myself. I like working for myself. Yeah, but working for yourself is a whole bunch of headaches. You can't avoid headaches no matter what. But when you're trying to be an owner operator, you just piling on a whole bunch of more headaches, unnecessary headaches, all because you don't want to work for Mr. Charlie. Ain't nothing certain in this world. Ain't nothing certain. You've been driving all this time. You should be an owner operator. What's wrong with that? I just don't want that headache. When I get out of this truck on the weekend or whatever, I'm on home time. I'm done with it. Shut the truck down until it's time for me to go back to work. I ain't up there on the weekend of my home time working on the truck, trying to find some bald tires to put on the truck, trying to find a crackhead to work on the truck. It's the way it operates. Down the truck stop where I live, where I park my truck, them owner operators be up there putting on them cheap tires, leaving oil out in the parking lot, leaving oil cans, piling scrap tires up in the parking lot, just making it bad. My truck needs some assistance or needs some work needed. Call the Loves. Call this number up here. Call roadside. They gonna come change this flat, change the tire, take the spare with them, take the ruined tire with them. Ain't got to worry about trying to roll it behind somebody else's trailer before I leave the truck stop. Or got to ride up down the road, leaving it on the side of the highway. They need to, this country need to get serious about this stuff.